Hello everyone, I'm here by the name of Nakritman Adiem, reg number 2402707. So I'm going to talk about the theories of second language acquisition. So when we are discussing about the second language acquisition, we have also to explain how people learn a second language after learning their first language. So here we have three major theories that it talks about second language acquisition. The first theory is behaviorist theory. The second is innatist or mentalist theory. The third theory is social cultural theory. Those are the theories that talks about second language acquisition. So let's start about the first theory, which is called behaviorist theory. The behaviorist theory was developed by Skinner. It stated that the language is learned through imitation, repetition, reinforcement, and habit formation. For the Skinner, the main idea was learners imitate the language they hear. To mean that they imitate what they are hearing. They repeat words and sentences many times. Correct language is rewarded, to mean there is a positive reinforcement there. Incorrect language is corrected. Also there is positive reinforcement. Also we have a negative reinforcement. Another main idea, it was frequent practice forms language habit. For example, a child hears the sentence good morning. The child repeats it every day. The teacher praised the child for saying it correctly. Eventually, saying good morning become a habit. So the strengths are emphasizing practice and repetition, useful for learning pronunciation and vocabulary, highlights the role of teachers and parents in language learning. So there is also the weaknesses for this theory, which is behaviorist theory. We have does not explain how children create new sentences they have never heard before. It ignores the role of thinking and the brain in the language learning. So that was about the first theory, which was behaviorist theory. The second is innatist theory or mentalist theory. This was proposed by Noam Chomsky. It argues that the human are born with a natural ability to learn. The main idea for Noam Chomsky, it was every child is born with a language acquisition device. The language acquisition device helps children understand the grammar naturally. Language learning is part of human biology. Children do not learn language only by imitation. For example, a child says, I go to school. Although God is incorrect, it shows the child applying the grammar rule of adding ed to make the past tense, rather than simplify or copying others. So this theory of mentalists have the strength. The first one, it is explains why children learn language quickly. The second strength is explain why children produce new sentences. The third, show that language learning is naturally human ability. Those are the strengths for mentalist theory. So this mentalist theory also have the weaknesses. The first weakness is pays little attention to social interaction. It means for the social interaction, it doesn't pay big role for it. It does not fully explain the importance of environment and communication. In this theory, we did not talk about the influence of environment and communication. So the last theory of Second language acquisition is the social cultural theory. The social cultural theory was developed by Lev Vygotsky. It explains that social is learned through social interaction and cultural experiences. The main idea for this theory of Vygotsky, what he said is people learn language by interacting with others. Parents, teachers, friends, and classmates help learners to develop language. Learning begins through communication and later becomes part of learning only knowledge or internalization. For example, a student improves English by practicing in the classroom discussion, group work, and conversation with their friend. So this means that a student can talk with his friend so as he is practicing the social interaction or the relationship with him and the other relatives. So the strength for this social cultural theory is highlights the importance of communication. In this theory, we talk mainly about the importance of communication in our everyday life, where it helps us, the children, to get some vocabularies or to understand or to master the language through communication. The second is encourage cooperative learning. It means that the people are cooperating, the people are interacting so as they are learning. It recognizes the influence of society and culture. It means that the influence of society and culture is there. It means that we cannot learn a language without there is the influence of environment or society. So there is the weaknesses for this theory. It is give less attention to biological factors involved in language learning. It means that we did not talk about the sex of people, we did not about other biological factors that can cause the learning. May not explain why some learners progress faster than others in the same environment. This theory did not talk about this one. It doesn't explain why learners are faster, others they are weak or they are slow. So the comparison of the three theories, behaviorist and its main idea. Behaviorist, the main idea, it was language is learned through imitation and repetition. In narcissistic theory, humans are born with a natural ability to learn language. Thank you. Social culture theory, language developed through social interaction and culture. So as conclusion, what I can say is each theory explains second language acquisition from different perspectives. Behaviorists emphasize on practice, imitation, and reinforcement. Narcissist theory emphasizes the inborn ability to the language through the language acquisition device. Social cultural theory emphasizes social interaction, communication, and culture as the foundation of language learning. Together, this theory provides a broader understanding of how people successfully acquire the second language. Thank you so much.